What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. We are moving through this 12th house series, and it's been so much fun doing it. Thank you for everybody who watches and comments and interacts. It's just awesome. I enjoy it. So today we're going to be talking about the north node of the moon, and some of you may know it as Rahu, right? But if you don't know what the north node of the moon does, it is an obsessive energy that pushes us to accomplish a particular thing in life. And whatever this thing is, it's one of our many soul lessons. But the way we go about this is that we're really obsessed about it, and like I said, it can, depending on where, what house, and what sign, you can be very much outward about this obsession. But here in the 12th house, you're pretty secret about what it is that you're obsessed about, right? So, Rahu is a natural malefic, and he's very much concerned about worldly gain. He wants to have an impact on the world, usually material. But when it steps into the house of spirituality, it wants to be of service. Rahu wants to accomplish its goals through being of service to society. And people with this placement, you're born for this, okay? So, I remember I was saying, like, in the sun video, a sun, 12th house sun can achieve fame, but doesn't really care for it. Rahu always wants to achieve fame, all right? Always wants it. In the 12th house, it becomes a bit difficult to get this. And you, just like the sun, can achieve fame. But if you do, whatever you become prominent for, you'll be a loner, man. You'll really, really be a loner. Because what the North Node does is amplify the qualities of the house and the planets or sign that it's in, right? So if the North Node is in Gemini, Gemini qualities are amplified, right? If it's sitting with, let's say, Mars in Gemini, then both Mars and Gemini qualities are amplified and blended into that planet. But we don't want you don't want Rahu with another malefic, honestly. You don't want it. The best planet to have Rahu with in any house, regardless of the 12th house, have it ruled by or just sitting with, is Jupiter. Jupiter is the god of gods. He writes the law, is responsible for the knowledge we receive, right? And it makes for a very much independent thinker, okay? And if Jupiter's just ruling Rahu, especially in Sagittarius, can make for somebody who is quite motivated to bring in a new philosophy into the world, right? Or preach a new gospel or something like that. But yeah, so North Node in the 12th house is gonna make you isolated in a lot of things that you do. You want to be of service, but you do it in an isolated way. So this can be a doctor, right? This can be a police officer. It can really vary. We really want to pay attention to the sign that's here. And let's never forget, 12th house, this energy isn't on display. So whatever it is, you want to work on integrating that out there into society, right? Next thing, with Rahu being this natural malefic, and like I said, it becomes the planet that is ruled by or sits with. It's like 5 for 5. I've seen this because I'm like a little sociologist, astrologer, right? Rahu in the 12th or in the 6th conjunct the moon in a sign that moon isn't comfortable in either. Bipolarism right off the bat, because Moon is mind. Moon is receptive. Rahu is obsessive energy. It's secretive energy. It's it's like it's not as, I don't want you to think it's all bad, but just know, we know as people, when we really want to accomplish something, the things that we're willing to do to get that goal achieved. And this is really representative of Rahu. So some may be like, I'll never sell my soul for fame or for money. Yeah, because your Rahu is probably wants nothing to do with that, right? But when it comes to Rahu in the 12th house, when it comes to getting a certain job or being looked at maybe as a certain spiritual leader, you might bad talk somebody else in the field or whatever, right? So it's all about understanding your Rahu and what are your obsessions. What is that driving force, right? So yeah, 6 of the 12, what I've seen countless times with Rahu and Moon is it makes someone who's bipolar. When Rahu is just sitting alone in the 12th, it makes for someone who has like intense dreams, but like the dreams kind of distort the person's perception. So for instance, a person will constantly be having dreams about people trying to attack them or whatever, right? Kidnap them. The dream life will carry over into the waking life with this obsessive thought about people being after them. Okay? So, it brings me to this point about Rahu, or the North Node, whatever you want to call it. It's all an illusion. It really is. And I say this because ultimately what Rahu is desire, man. It's desire. And most desires are an illusion. The things that maybe are ego-based wants. And then once you achieve them, you realize, this is not even everything I thought it would be. Alright, so keep that in mind. Whatever you're obsessed about, make sure you're obsessed about it for the right reasons. Intent is everything out here. Right? So, with 12th house representing jails, Rahu being a malefic, just like I said with Mars, and really any planet here could lead you in some trouble if not exercised with the right wisdom. Now, like I said, Rahu here can make you paranoid, make you an escapist, a loner. And say we get Rahu in like Aries, right? Say we get Rahu in Aries and he may be sitting with Sun or Mars or whatever. Amplified anger, amplified, passion within the person. So these things are good and they're bad, right? And unconscious energy can attack us if we don't use it right. So all Rahu wants to do is to achieve the things that it's obsessed about. But it's up to the person with this placement to really pinpoint what is the true obsession, and does the obsession stand for the right reasons? All right, so keep that in mind here, right? Now, briefly with the 6th house having, wherever the North Node is, the South Node is always in the opposite house. With the South Node in the 6th house of diseases, enemies, and divorce and all that stuff, it's like it's out of its element, right? And it's just a body with no head. What this boils down to is that the person could have a lot of health problems. So within that house, you would like this house to have a planet in there, a benefic planet, maybe or honestly a malefic planet as well, because malefics do good in houses like 6, 8, and 12 and all of that. So there could be health problems, right? And ultimately, in this position, we need to take Rahu opposing the South Node, Ketu, and we need to infuse them, right? Have a strong or somewhat of a spiritual nature in your everyday life. Cultivate something of that, right? Once you do that, and because that's what 6th house represents, everyday life, cultivate some type of spiritual outlook or link to your past where you can use talents from the past, right, to infuse in your everyday life. And slowly but surely, Rahu, his obsession through being of service to people, to diving into spirituality, right? But don't get it twisted. This doesn't denote Rahu being here doesn't denote someone who will automatically want to be some type of spiritual figure or be in spirituality. It doesn't denote that at all. It can be the complete opposite. You never know. So by doing that, implementing some type of spiritual lifestyle, you're servicing both of them and strengthening both of them. And along with whatever planets are within this axis, you learn how to integrate them. All right? So, guys, this is my interpretation of the North Node in the 12th house. Got a couple more planets to go. All right? Feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace.